Hello everybody, Sergeant Soldier here, and we're back with another Break and Rust, and today we are returning to putting snap traps in random objects because our last video had a few comments on it and I wanted to check out the suggestion those people's made. And apparently, the two people that made really good suggestions are going to end up in this video, including one thing that I hadn't tried before and actually worked out, so hopefully it'll be the first time you guys see it. So starting off, we're going to go with Masqua, and they linked a video, and they said maybe they meant, by they mean the people that I was talking to before, by sticking them somewhere else instead of only the sheet metal wall like this one. And in that video that he linked, it basically shows you putting it on top of this sign here. You can fill this wall with signs and stick snap traps on top of the sign. And then all you have to do is rotate the wall like I did, and you can then place snap traps on the other side sitting on that middle bar there, and it's still going through the sign. You could essentially fill these walls up with a lot of snap traps, a lot more than the previous video showed. So if any of you guys want to try that out, send me a picture, I'd love to see it. Moving on, we have Banto, which is B4NTO. You can even place these snap traps on top of high external walls in the barbs to increase kill chance from someone jumping on it. Check it out. Not only do we have 2 rows of snap traps up on top of here on the stone, we have one on each of every post. Which, you know, is it useful? Sure, because a lot of times when someone's raiding, they're going to try to land on top of that wall there, and if they have enough meds, they'll just walk right through the barbs. They'll just heal up as they go, no big deal, right? Not a whole lot of damage taken walking through those. However, if you have snap traps on top of there, it might at least slow them down, or if they end up not getting all of them, they end up killing them. So the fun thing though is it actually works on the wood wall as well. This cross beams that go across the top of it and the bottom of it there, you can actually place snap traps not only on the top, but as you can see on this side, on the bottom as well. Not quite as useful, however, I like with the wood wall here, how that beam is a little bit lower. If I actually set one of these off, here we go. You can actually go from the bottom, jump up, and rearm those bad boys. See that? Now with the stone wall, a little bit harder because it's taller, you might have to build up to it, but you should still be able to rearm them as well. So moving on, we have the wood gate. Now obviously at the top there, a lot of people probably already know this one. You could put them all over the top of your wood gate. Like so, see? You could also put them way out here on top of this straw. That's not actually supported by anything. It works. You can actually hide them pretty well too. If I can find it. Oh, there we go. See how some of those are really well hidden in the straw there? You might get some people that decide they're going to jump up on top of here and hit them, but the odds of anything like that happening are pretty slim. Most people don't bother jumping on top of gates. They just blow through them. But with the Stone Gate had some weird things happening, and I'd love to show it to you. First off, I started with these snap traps in the center here. These are the only snap traps that I could place on this side of the gate. Furthermore, if you look here directly in front of me, some of those snap traps actually placed underneath some of the sheet metal when they're probably not supposed to. I believe these sheet metal pieces that are attached to that are supposed to be flat with the rest of the gate there, and the fact that the snap traps are going underneath it is probably an unintended side effect. Maybe some kind of graphical layering issue, I don't know. However, on both the left and the right side of those snap traps in the center, none can be placed. I don't know why. It's just red the entire time. Just those areas are no-go zones. However, if you go around to the back side, you can place them in all the flat bars that go across. Except for the middle here, because I already had some on the other side. It's too close to each other, they won't go. However, if I didn't have these here, that I'm looking down directly at, if those weren't there, I would have been able to place them on the bar. So as you see at top and bottom, even the little bars going out for the awning, you can place snap traps there. Is it important to know? Maybe, maybe not. You can place snap traps pretty much anywhere that's flat, right? Yeah, pretty much anywhere. However, check this out. When the doors open on the stone gate, you can place snap traps here. Right? Look at this. Close. Close. They stay. They stay. Not only that, you can float the damn things. Check this out. And this isn't on a creative server. This is on a developer-owned test server. It's pure vanilla. There's no mods on it. And I'm just placing snap traps down like it's nothing. And they're floating. Come on. There we go. Now, it's a lot easier if you have a second person opening and closing the gate for you. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it gives you the little error that we all get when we're trying to place foundations and stuff down. But for the most part, yeah, you can float snap traps. Now, of course, if you build or destroy anything near these snap traps because they're floating, they're going to break. However, it's still the fact that you're able to float them. It's kind of cool. It's definitely an exploit, something that should not happen. And snap traps used to float a lot way back in the day before they fixed it the first time around, so Hopefully something like this will get fixed relatively soon. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this episode of Break and Rust. We're floating snap traps. We're sticking snap traps in really weird places on the gate, including some spots where snap traps either A, should be placed, or B, should be placed on top of textures. And we got a whole bunch of other stuff over here with the stone walls and whatnot and the sign. And all in all, I like this episode. I think it's pretty fun. The fact that you can place snap traps in places where they weren't originally intended is kind of cool. Some of it's kind of broken, but some of it, like the stone wall here, this is really helpful to defenders. Whoops, flew in too fast. Some of this is really helpful to defenders because it could mean the fact that someone that's a little bit less experienced when it comes to raiding may not know that you could actually shoot these snap traps out. They may just look at it and go, oh, well, I can't get in there, and it could save your base. So, Sergeant Solge, Break and Rust, we're looking at more fun snap trap stuff, and we'll see you in the next Break and Rust video. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you want to see more great content from Private Astro or myself, please hit that subscribe button and click on any of the videos above. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next Sergeant Solge or Private Astro video. Bye-bye.